New York Knicks fans are livid at this, as with Tom Thibodeau addressing the media before Game 3, a lot of what he said rubbed Knicks fans the wrong way, including saying something that was absolutely absurd and made no sense to anyone who would be competitive and trying to win a playoff series. The Knicks need to find a better way to lead, and they need to find a better way to play, and Tom Thibodeau, he had some interesting comments on all of this, especially the final thing that he said is insane. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys are part of that 62% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe. This is the best place on the internet for New York Knicks content. You do not want to miss out. We're having a bunch of fun. We're making multiple videos every single day. There's not a game, so you guys do not want to miss out on all that great Knicks content. But let's jump into the video. We have a lot to discuss. Knicks fans are very angry at this man right here, Tom Thibodeau, and that has not started today, yesterday, the day prior. Fans have been upset with Tom Thibodeau for a few years, or some fans have been, and a lot of fans have been this season, and it's really hit a breaking point come the NBA playoffs. Fans do not appreciate the rotations that Tibbs is using, and essentially they don't like Tibbs' lineups, and rightfully so a lot of the time. Tibbs feels like he's kind of afraid of doing a few different things or insists that what he's doing is going to work when it's proven so far that it's not really working out. And I mean, I mentioned this before. Some of the things that Tibbs is doing, it's being proven wrong time and time again, yet he still expects a different outcome. The legit definition of insanity. So this has been absolutely absurd to watch Tom Thibodeau address the media and just talk about everything that's going on. And Tibbs recently said that when talking about Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson on a lineup together, he said there's been some good, some that we could do better. The rebounding part of it has been good, but you also got to look at the matchups. Who do they have on the floor, and what are you vulnerable to? Now, here's the thing. Tibbs already addressed the fact that Mitchell Robinson in Game 2 was the only guy rebounding the ball. For some reason, Mitch only played around 20 minutes. He could have played more. And he hardly played with Karl-Anthony Towns, a duo that would be phenomenal at rebounding the ball together. Yet Tibbs didn't do that at all, and that has fans so confused. Honestly, rightfully so. I don't see why they wouldn't be confused. I'm confused because everything Tom Thibodeau has said is that he likes seeing Cat and Mitch together, yet he's still clearly afraid of running them together. And that just makes no sense to me because the Knicks desperately could very, very well could use Mitchell Robinson out there with Karl-Anthony Towns. The way that teams are playing against Karl-Anthony Towns right now, with these double teams that Towns is facing, part of the reason is because big men are going on Josh Hart and they're sagging off. Yes, big men don't have to worry about Mitchell Robinson hitting jump shots, but they do have to worry about the fact that if Mitchell Robinson gets positioning, he's going to be able to get an easy layup or dunk or just an easy putback or offensive rebound. He's going to change the dynamic of the offense instead of just having Josh Hart stand on the perimeter not being guarded by Jalen Brunson. That's an issue. And with Mitch, he's not going to be on the perimeter. He's going to be in there battling with Jalen Brunson, and Duren's going to feel a lot less comfortable leaving a guy pretty much wide open on the low block, especially when it's Mitchell Robinson. So it does add up that this would work a lot better, or just putting in Deuce McBride for Josh Hart, but we already talked about that a bunch. So it just does not make a ton of sense, and Knicks fans were absolutely livid at this. Their responses to this when it was posted on Twitter were across the board negative towards Tibbs, saying, this is unacceptable. We are by far the better team. We need to dictate what we want to do. This is absurd. They can't match our size. Tired of all this nonsense, with other people saying, dear Lord, give me the patience to endure the Knicks Tom Thibodeau era. People saying that he can't be serious. Does he realize that they don't even guard Josh Hart out there? Imagine having Cat and Mitchell Robinson out there and not playing them together because you want Mitch down to the other team. It just, look, or they want to match down to the other team. It doesn't make sense to me, honestly, with other people saying, how is he going to complain about rebounding and keep Mitch on the bench? It just doesn't make sense. And he's right. It doesn't make any sense. The way the New York Knicks are doing things does not make sense. Tom Thibodeau's reasoning does not make sense. If he's going to talk about rebounding and not play Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns together, that's on him. That is a mistake that he is making. And for some reason, he either believes that lineup can't work together or what he's doing is correct and will find its way to work. But, we're 2 games in. It's a split series. It should not have been a split series. And now look at where things are at. The Knicks are in Detroit tonight, having to steal games 3 and 4 to really have a grasp on this series, and it just is very aggravating. Now, the Knicks did do that before. I mean, they were able to beat Cleveland in 5 games 2 years ago in 2023 when they lost game 2, so it's certainly possible. It's just not a great start if you're a Knicks fan watching this. It's just like watching Tom Thibodeau. How could you not be furious at what he's saying? It just makes no sense. So, just diving into more of the comments about this, Tom Thibodeau said, if they're going to commit 2 or 3 people on Karl-Anthony Towns, I don't want him forcing shots, but there's things that he could do and that we could do to get him a second and third look. So that's what we have to try to do. There's ways in transition that we could search him out as well. So they have to try to do that. And one of those things is not having Josh Hart be left alone open on the perimeter. That's not working. He has to use different lineups. And when Karl-Anthony Towns was asked about this, he was just a complete professional about all of it, saying that he has to be aggressive when he gets the chance to make a play and that he's been double-teamed, triple-teamed most of his career, and saying, I'm pretty comfortable with that situation happening. And Towns clearly is. Last season, he put up 24.5 points per game, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, shooting 52% from the field and 42% from 3. Towns was phenomenal, and they need this version of Karl-Anthony Towns, but with Josh Hart kind of just not giving spacing to this team at all, the pick and rolls are not working, and the Knicks are running them a lot less with perimeter guys on Towns. But even still, they should run it, because where things stand right now, with Ausar Thompson guarding Jalen Brunson, with Tobias Harris guarding Karl-Anthony Towns, wouldn't you rather get a switch of Tobias on Brunson so Brunson can take him dancing and stuff? Brunson will be able to get right through Tobias Harris. They worked that switch a lot last season to get Tobias on Jalen Brunson. We know it can work. On top of that, I'm pretty confident in Towns scoring on Ausar Thompson as well, given it's the same problem as long as Josh Hart's out there, unless they decide to let Josh Hart shoot threes. And guess what? Josh Hart has shot 3 threes in these playoffs so far, and he's made 2 of them. He's averaging 11.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists in these 2 games, shooting 66.7% from 3 because he's 2 for 3 from 3. He's hitting them. He just looks afraid to shoot them, and he cannot be doing that. Look, Josh only played 30 minutes in the first game, and it worked when he was on the bench at times, but that's not going to happen often. It's because he was in foul trouble that the Knicks benched him in the first place. So if he's going to be out there, he's going to have to shoot the ball. He's proven he's a good enough shooter to let it fly. For some reason, he's just not. Whether it's coaching or he's in his own head, it is an issue that he has to address. And I mean, especially when you look at what Tommy Beer's mentioning, saying that Towns averaged 59 touches per game in the regular season and had 36 in game 2. He's not getting the ball as much, and a lot of this is on Josh Hart, but it's more on Tom Thibodeau for not working his team into better situations. So Towns now is down to 16.5 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in these 2 games. He's shooting 20% from 3, and he's only shooting 2.5 three-pointers per game. That's a lot less than Karl-Anthony Towns usually shoots from 3. The man shot around 5-6 threes a game in the regular season, and now they're not running any pick plays, which means he's not popping off screens at all, and it's clearly been detrimental to the New York Knicks. It's really, really gotten rough to watch for this team, and it's understandable that when no one else outside of Brunson is playing really well, I mean, Mikal Bridges is struggling as well. He's only hitting 44% of his shots and in the 20s with the threes. And on top of that, having 13.5 points per game is just not enough for Mikal Bridges, given that's really because the first game he struggled a lot. But he still did miss that key three-pointer and ended up 3 for 11 last game from 3. So it's definitely not like he's played amazingly. The Knicks need to be better on their rotations. They need to be more willing to move the ball around, and they're not going to be able to do that in the like they did in the regular season because teams are not guarding Josh Hart. It all comes back to that common denominator that Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart work really well together, but what's happening is that teams are not guarding Hart, and if teams don't guard Hart, you have to take him out or you have to make him shoot the ball, and Tom Thibodeau hasn't done either of these things. He's just watching something that's not happening. Why don't you put in Mitch for Josh Hart? What's the worst that's going to happen? I don't understand why Tibbs is so afraid of trying things, but it's really, really, really aggravating. Now, just taking a look at what Tom Thibodeau finally said at the end. He said, when you look at it in totality, the game is 97-94, and Mikal has an open 3 with 11 seconds to go. He shot it. Great. It just didn't go in. It was a great play by Jalen. Mikal did a great job by moving without the ball. If that shot goes in, we're probably not talking about the other stuff, but that's playoff basketball. Mikal Bridges, first of all, I understand he missed it. I wish he didn't. I'm not going to be up in arms against Mikal that he missed it. I'm upset he missed it. But people miss open threes to tie the game and to win the game in clutch situations all the time. Remember, Dante DiVincenzo missed the first one. He did. The Knicks won that game because Hartenstein got the rebound and Dante got a second attempt. Mikal did not get that second attempt, and he probably would have hit it on the second attempt because he's a good shooter. No, he did not make it. I understand. We're allowed to be mad at Mikal for missing that shot. But Tom Thibodeau thinks that that's an excuse to basically just get away with basically whatever he wants and that everything doesn't matter if Mikal hits that shot. It still matters. You shouldn't be in these close games constantly with Detroit. You're better than them. That's just such an absurd comment, and it's understandable why Knicks fans are mad. Knicks fans should be mad. It's getting aggravating, but we'll also see what happens in Game 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are the Knicks going to win Game 3? What's going to be the final score? Give your prediction. Give your opinion on Tom Thibodeau as well. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.